Zone of Enders released in 2001 on the PlayStation 2 and is one of Hideo Kojima's sort of forgotten treasures. Now, to be completely honest, Hideo Kojima was only actually a producer on the game, but aesthetically and art style, this game screams Hideo Kojima, and it's just so reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid and that Konami era that was just so interesting. And for me personally, this was my first introduction into a mecha anime, or like the mecha genre of anime. And I think it's one of the most underrated games that's ever come out on the PlayStation 2. So, like I've already mentioned, it's a mecha anime sort of PS2 hack and slash game. And it's just so good, honestly. I can't believe it's not had a third game. So just to give you a brief synopsis of the game's set in the distant future, where there are sort of like people living in different parts of the solar system. The game takes place just outside of Jupiter on a sort of like colony, for space, a human colony outside of Jupiter, and there is an evil military organisation called Bahram, which have turned up to try and get an orbital frame, which is what the mecha are called in this, and your character, for reasons I won't go into, finds to be in control of Charity, the orbital frame, also known as a mecha. And it is actually really hard to try and sort of typecast what this game is, because it's easy to say that it's like a hack and slash game, and it definitely has them sort of elements to it, but it is just so much more. In my opinion, it's the best sort of anime feeling game that there's ever been. It feels so good, and like the combat is silky smooth, which is way better in the second game, but for now we're talking about the first game. And it is just like, everything just makes sense. It's so fun to use. You can pick up objects, you can hit, like, you can throw like other mecha through buildings. It really gives you that sort of like Neon Jealousy, Evangelion, whatever it's called, to like feeling to this game. And I played this game so much when I was younger. I was absolutely obsessed with it. I originally picked up this game because back in 2001, when this game was coming out, if you got this game, you got a free demo to Metal Gear Solid 2. Being a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, I had to get this game, and I feel like you know when you get a game and you don't realise that you're going to like it, and then you get it and it's like, oh my god, this game is incredible. It was that feeling. Like, I had little to no expectations, because I'm not a big anime fan, and I had such small expectations, and this game blew me away. The story is incredible. Like I said, I'm not going to go into spoilers, because it's one of them stories that you just need to experience for yourself. And then the second game came out, and that was just next level for me. That game, I think the story in the second game is so much better, but it's going to have its own separate video, which we will do when I get round to it, essentially. But it's, seriously, play these games for the story, they're incredible. Now, just to give some sort of background into this game and like the general makings of this game, I did mention that it is a Hideo Kojima game, in the sense that he was the lead producer on this game and not much else more. Now, I do apologise if I butcher these names, but the lead artist on this game was Yoji Shinkawa, who is best known for his sort of like artwork on the Metal Gear franchise. So that's why this game aesthetically looks so much like the Metal Gear games, and why like it looks like you're in giant Metal Gears. It does. And the lead writer on this game was, and I apologise if I butcher this name as well, Noraki Okamura, who has worked long-time collaboration with Hideo Kojima on such games like the Metal Gear series, and even Policenauts, which I think was Kojima's first ever game. But whenever I play this game, it always massively reminds me of Neon Genesis Evangelion, and it just breams with that sort of energy. It's so fun, and it's got that sort of like weird, depressive arc to the story as well. It honestly, I'm going to stop talking about the story, but you just need to play this game. And if you're a fan of mecha anime and you just want a game that's just got such silky smooth combat to it, it's a bit of a hack and slash, but that's fine. Get this game, get Zone of Enders, and then you will thank me later, because it is top tier game. And it's been completely overlooked by like a lot of the mainstream. The last we really got of this game is the first two games, which is just Zone of Enders 1 and Zone of Enders 2, came out in the HD collection back in like 2010, 2012. That's probably the easiest way to play it now, because you can get that digital download on Xbox and PlayStation 3, and I think it's backwards compatible. I've got it on my Series S, so I know it is backwards compatible from like modern modern consoles. So if you want to play it, there's options, but getting an original PS2 copy, they can be quite pricey depending on where you're getting it from. On eBay, you're looking at probably, if you just want the standard editions, they're probably like £30-40 each, and can be a bit more if you want to get the special editions that have like all the additional sort of makings of DVDs and things like that. It's kind of like the difference between like Metal Gear Solid and then like the Metal Gear Solid Substance games, like Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear 2 Substance. There's another version that just has way more to it. But yeah, it's such a shame that there was never a third one of this series. I don't know whether it was like just lost in like production, or they was just never thought about making a third one. Now that Kojima and Konami do not really collaborate at all anymore, we're probably never going to get a third game, which is really sad. The stories, again, I can't really talk too much about the story to say whether they're interlinked or not, but in my opinion, there was room for a third game, but that's because I absolutely love the games. But yeah, it was one of them series that's just like completely fallen off, and I feel like so many people have forgotten how good these games were and how fun they were. Like they reviewed really well at the time. So let me know if you remember playing the Zone of Ender games, and if you would like to see a third game, just let me know down below. I'm happy to talk about this game because it's so fun. But thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to bring up plenty more videos for retro gaming stuff over the next couple of weeks, as well as more sort of interesting playthroughs that I'll be doing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.